Curtains might be closed at theatres around the world right now, but a new Aussie documentary is shining the light back on the stage. It's a bit of a love letter to the theatre. Mark Dooley's Repeat Attenders introduces us to the most extreme superfans of musicals.
Each year, millions of people join the audience to escape reality, but for a select few, the theatre is their reality, seeing the same show hundreds of times. The global phenomenon of repeat attending is growing, and thanks to the new independent film, it's their time to be in the spotlight.
I have heard rumors about people who have seen the same show, like every single performance.
I saw this like on 13 times.
Wicked, I've seen like 30 times.
When you hear it, it sounds crazy, but I think there's always a story.
It's crazy. The idea of people dressed up as cats is just crazy. There's no plot, there's no story. It just struck a chord with everybody. I've seen the show Cats 105 times. He won third place in a county fair. It's him. I feel kind of obsessed.
I have seen Starlight Express 41 times. That's not much.
When you're in love with the show, it's like being in love.
We sort of compare it to heroin, to chasing that high.
As opposed to escaping into drugs or alcohol. How much better is it to go see a show?
And here I was thinking Starlight Express was more than enough seeing that once. Director Mark Dooley joins us live from Melbourne. Mark, I love this subject matter. It's a fascinating directing debut from you. Where did the idea to delve into the musical world come from?
Look, it really started having a conversation with someone that was working on Priscilla, Queen of the Desert in London. And I found myself asking about the superfans of theatre and the people that love going to see the show, you know, multiple times and getting tattoos and everything. And I thought, I've got to capture this. I have to do something about these stories. There are so many of them and they're just, you know, waiting to be told. So I thought I'm going to start some research, and it sort of, started from there.
And the film looks at how far fans will go for their love of musicals. I guess tell us, how many trips to the theatre are we talking about?
Look, these people go to the same show multiple times. I mean, there are different repeat attenders. So some people go and see a show, say, 10, 20 times, but there are people that go and see the same show hundreds and hundreds of times. So there are people that have seen shows 550 times and over 1,000 times. So it's a lot. They're big numbers.
So what types of people are a superfan? Are they theatre like people themselves that they've maybe wanted to be actors, or what makes a superfan, do you think?
It's really different, and that's probably, one of the things that sort of surprised me the most about making the film was I thought there would be really just one reason why people went back and back, but there are a multitude of reasons. Some people, it's because they like a particular performer, so they go and see every show that they're in. Some people, they had a great experience the first time they saw a show and they want to try and recapture that and feel that feeling again, going to see the show again. And it's really different. Some people find a lot of comfort in going back to the same show, just like anyone feels comfort in watching the same movie or, listening to the same album. It's getting that sort of sense of sort of calmness and familiarity that we all love.
So out of all of the superfans who you met, whose story stuck out the most for you?
I think, look, one of the ones in the film, Gudrun, one of the repeat attenders in the film, her story was very personal. So it was all about family and how she was treated by her family. But Christine, who has the world's biggest collection of Cats, the musical memorabilia, was probably the biggest sort of surprise, with all of her costumes and belongings and wigs and souvenirs. That's a lifelong collection. It's almost like a museum that she has of the musical. And she could actually, with all the costumes she's got, she could stage a full production of the show from her personal collection.
Oh, wow. Mark, this isn't one of those asking for a friend type of a documentary, is it? Because you're a repeat offender yourself, or should I say repeat attender?
It's that Freudian slip happens a lot. Look, anyone that loves theatre and goes to a show multiple times is a repeat attender. Now, where that sort of heads into the extreme superfan realm is, I guess, so I'm no expert, but maybe I am, but sort of over 10 or 20 times is sort of getting into the extreme numbers. There's a real reason why this person needs to go back, whereas that's what fascinated me. Why did I not, as a theatre lover, go back and want to go and see the same production multiple times?
Because you did it with Wicked, right? You saw Wicked how many times?
Yeah, I've seen Wicked a few times, and my justification is that I've seen it in a lot of countries, and I worked at a box office and I got free tickets, so that's my my justification for that one. But that show, it's full of magic, and it's a total immersion. You can escape for a couple of hours into this magic sort of Harry Potter-esque world. It's the music, the costumes, such a spectacle, and I think that I'm sort of done now. Like I love the show; it's a brilliant show, but I don't get anything else from it now. And I think that's what interested me. What do these people get going back multiple times? What are they looking for and wanting going back again?
Yeah, well, Mark, I'm sure you can't wait to get back into the theatre, as so many others can't wait as well. So I think this documentary will tie us over nicely until we can. So thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
And you can catch Repeated Tenders on repeat if you want. It's on Vimeo and Broadway HD. We're going to pop the links for you over on our website.